let's talk about the game of the year and the game awards in general and what your thoughts are from the nominations. What did you think about game of the year nominees? I mean, I don't know, you're not really a gamer, Vera,
I
but I
know, I'm
mean,
not really a gamer. I know.
have you played any of these?
None of them.
No, none of these.
No,
Okay.
none of them. I haven't streamed 4 of them and played all.
Well,
No.
so you are actually the perfect person to ask this.
Yep.
What was your favorite one out of all of these
I
games?
mean, clear Expedition 33 sweep. Hollow Knight's I would be happy with Hollow Knight, Silk Song, getting a lot of recognition too. I thought Death Stranding 2 was boring. Donkey
Oh,
Kong Bonanza was fun, but also not as good as Expedition 33. Hades 2, it just didn't, I don't know. I'm not the best person to ask about Hades 2. I didn't fall in love with the first one. I didn't fall in love with the second one, though I know that it has a very dedicated audience. And that's cool.
that's fair. The main takeaway I wanted to bring up to you here from me is I don't know anything about Death Stranding 2, and that's the real oddball for me because people in the know are saying that that one has a real chance to knock off Expedition 33. But I've played Silk Song, I beat it, loved it, and I would feel like Expedition 33 got snubbed hardcore if Silk
Yeah.
Song won. So Silk Song should not win to me, playing both of them. But I can't speak to Death Stranding 2. But you said for you it was boring. Did you play the first Death Stranding?
I did, yeah. Didn't
Was
like
that
the
boring
first
as well?
one, didn't like the second one. I'm not part of the, I don't know, 40 million normie audience members that bought it and loved it. I'm just not, and that's fine. It's not a
Yeah.
game for me. I gave him a chance though. I tried. Um it just wasn't for me.
Well, let's go through some of the other ones here for the categories. You think Expedition 33 is going to sweep every single category?
So, bad news, guys, okay? I think Expedition 33 is going to sweep all categories except for Game of the Year. And I think that Game of the Year is going to Hades too, because Claire Obscure on Metacritic has a 93 critic, Hades 2 has a 95 critic. And critics count for 90% of the vote. Gamers are only 10%. Even though Expedition 33 has a significantly higher user score than all of these other games, Hades 2 has a higher critic score across the board than E33 does. Bad news, guys. E33 is getting snubbed Game of the Year, but it's going to win everything else.
Wow. That's honestly the best argument I've heard. Yikes. If that happens too. Yikes.
I think that it should be, if it was my perfect world, I'd say Game of the Year goes to E33, and then the other categories are a mixture of Silk Song and E33. But I think in reality, they're going to try to offset damage by having E33 win most of the other stuff, and then the major player is going to be Hades.
What a kick in the nuts, though. To
Yeah.
be like, hey, you win everything except the one that everyone cares about.
Yep. Yep.
Speaking of games that are causing some drama and controversy, Ghost of Yotei did not get nominated for Game of the Year.
Nope,
Did
it
you
didn't.
play
Well, they
Ghost of
chose
Yotei?
Hades too because Hades 2, I mean, it has LGBTQ plus themes, so it pushes the
Mm.
message. It's got good gameplay, right?
Mhm.
It's aesthetically very pleasing, but it also pushes the narrative that they want. So, like, of course, they're gonna choose something over Hades 2 instead of like Ghost of Yotei. And I even think that, like, it's pretty shocking that they went for Donkey Kong over Yotei. I figured they would have put Yotei over Donkey Kong.
That was actually pretty surprising.
Yeah.
I agree. The Donkey Kong was like, oh, okay. It's almost feels like they just really, really wanted to give Nintendo a nod this year. Just really go out of their way to be like, yeah, Nintendo made a game on their new console. Put the Nintendo property here.
Yeah.
I have not played it yet. I bought it like the first week it came out. Been meaning to get to it, just haven't had time to. But everyone who has played it says it's awesome. So
Yeah, I think it's fun, mindless entertainment. It's just you
oh,
can't
wait, I forgot to
compare.
scroll down. There's one more.
Yeah, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Listen, I don't think Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 has any chance of winning.
I don't
So
either.
it's probably fine. We skipped over it.
Right,
I
right.
I mean, I don't know. I know people really like that too,
Yep.
But yeah, I think if they're smart, that E33 will win.
Mhm.
And I have a feeling it's just going to be Hades too.
Man, that'd be wild. Because the way I look at Game of the Year, and I think this is the way it should be looked at, is in retrospect, you want to be able to recognize the the most monumental accomplishment in gaming of that year.
Yeah.
And when you look back at 2025, 10 years from now, I don't think people are going to be like, Hades 2 was 2025. People are
Yeah,
going to be
no.
like Expedition 33. That's
Well, that's so what's funny about that is my part of my argument for saying something like Hades 2 is more likely to win is also the time frame. So when something releases at the beginning of the year, people forget how special it was at the end of the year. And
Mhm.
so relevance is a big part of what actually wins awards. And
Good point.
so, you're talking about it on a larger scale. My argument's also a smaller scale. Expedition 33 was like fucking revolutionary, and a lot of people love it now. But something like Hades 2 came out more recently. Something like Silksong came out more recently. And so I
Mhm.
think that as time goes on, things are more likely to win based on the time.
That's fair.
That's
No,
just all I'll
recency
say.
bias is definitely a thing. Have you played Ghost of Yotei?
I did not play Ghost of Yotei.
Do you intend to play it ever?
Um, well, seeing as I got offered a code and I declined it, no.
Did you play Tsushima?
I did play Tsushima. It is one of my favorite freaking games. I didn't want to give them money.
You sound like
Uh,
the female version of me right now.
yeah,
Like a lot.
you know, I, maybe I'll play it in a couple years when the gaming industry's collapsed. There's no new games being made. If the grifters get their way, the gaming
Right,
industry
right.
will implode, guys. No, I've watched the entire campaign at this point. I don't think it seems like the worst campaign in the world. I just personally I didn't want to support it.
That's fair. Did you expect it to be nominated for Game of the Year?
Yes, absolutely.
And did you think if it got nominated, because I know Hypnotic was confident it not only would get nominated, but it would win Game of the Year. Did you think
I
it
never
had
thought
a
it would win.
you didn't think it would ever
No,
win?
I
Okay.
never thought it would win. But
Because Hypnotic's perspective was it panders to all the right people. It's a Sony studio of Sucker Punch. It's got all the themes they want. It pushes the agenda and narrative of everything. So from his perspective, I
um,
could see where he's coming from.
I mean, I don't necessarily think that the narrative in it was that blatant. I mean, Hades 2 is way
Mm,
different. Hades 2 literally checks every single box. And
interesting.
people love Hades, which is great. It's one of those titles that actually does diversity in a way that some people don't find insufferable, and that's fine. It's not a game for me. But yeah, I mean, Yotei, I thought I was gonna get nominated. Didn't think it was gonna win though.
Gotcha. Kind of like Baldur's Gate 3 did the whole LGBT stuff in a way that wasn't
Yeah,
obnoxious.
I'm not a fan of it. Not a game for me. Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 were absolutely phenomenal. Baldur's Gate 3 was wildly different. I didn't want to support it. And looking back on it, I should have done the same thing with Veilguard because that was one of the worst fucking games I've ever played.
What makes you choose a game to play and not to play? Because I think that's a very interesting dynamic that you've brought up here. Because you said you don't want to support, and this is not to put you on the spot. I'm just curious. Like, you don't want to support your take because you don't agree with whatever, which I agree. That's me too. That's why I don't want to play it. But you did play the Veilguard. You did play a bunch of Sweet Baby Inc. games. So what makes you pick a game over other games, I guess?
I think what it really boils so first of all, I stream 90% of the major releases that come out now. I mean, I stream like dozens and dozens of games a year now. For me, what it really boils down to is number one, if my audience wants me to play it, of course, because at the end of the day, I'm doing what companies aren't, which is actually listening to my audience. But second of all, is my personal interest in it. I was initially skeptical. I didn't mind that they were necessarily continuing it many, many years in the future, and they were moving away from Jin. I thought that was a stupid idea, but I said maybe Atsu will be a fine character. But it didn't seem that enjoyable because it didn't seem to innovate at all. It seemed like it was going to be a lesser quality copy of Tsushima. And number 3 is, for me, with something like Veilguard and Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League and South of Midnights and games like that, I want to be proven wrong. And as I always say, I love video games, and I want the video game industry to succeed. I want it to thrive. And if tomorrow I woke up and every single company was making every single game a 10 out of 10, I would be the happiest person alive. I want to be proven wrong with these games. And so if I talk about something for a significant amount of time, I want to give it a try to see if I am wrong. But with something like Yotei, I always said I expected it to sell 3 million copies, roughly 3 to 4 million copies over like a longer period of time. It sold pretty quick. It didn't seem that innovative. My audience didn't have a particularly large interest in watching it. Then you add the controversial statements made by these developers onto it and the general, company culture. And I just said, I'm just not going to play it.
Do you feel like the Veilguard experience played a role into you feeling that way about it? Like, do you feel like you're becoming more particular when it comes to games now because you're like, I get it now, or do you feel like that each game is its own thing?
I generally think every game is its own thing, because even if it's made by, let's say, a similar team or what have you, companies do change over the years, and it's like if you wait 5 years per release, well, year A, right, the company might make something amazing. Year B, the company might make something shit, and then year C, they might turn it back around and make something amazing. And that's just what happens when you have teams of hundreds to thousands of people. And I do try to stay pretty open-minded. It's why I never tell people to boycott. It's why I personally never say that I boycott. Sure, if we're talking about a game that's like a complete scam, like the day before, then okay, I'll say boycott it because that's a legitimate scam. But besides that, I don't tell people to boycott. I personally myself don't really boycott. I just give people information and take in the information and then decide if I'm going to play it.
And you just reminded me of another game too while you were saying that, is sometimes a team comes and ruins a series, and then comes a new team and fixes it moving forward. And I did see you playing Borderlands 4.
Yep.
Are you surprised that's not being named in any of the big categories?
I'm surprised, but it was fucking trash.
Oh, really?
I did not like it. I was a big fan of Borderlands 1. Borderlands 2 is also really good. Wasn't a fan of 3. Hated the movie. Borderlands 4.
Down that road.
The combat itself was okay. I didn't like the characters. I didn't connect with the story and the world. And it just, again, I tried it. I gave it a go. Wasn't the biggest fan of it.
Gotcha. Do you finish every game that you play, or if you play a game, you give it a shot, you try it a few times, you just like, it's just not me, and you move on?
I'd say on the channel I finish about 85% of the games that I play.
Gotcha.
There are a few, right, where I won't ultimately finish it. Like I didn't finish Dustborn. Hey, I gave it a shot. I tried it. Okay, that's good enough for me. I didn't finish Borderlands. That's generally when my audience can tell, like, that something is just so bad and so offensive, and we're also not having fun with it. Because sometimes I'll stream a terrible game, like Kill the Justice League. I'm a lover of the Arkhamverse. It is one of my favorite game series of all time. I finished KTJL, even though it made a mockery of it, but the chat helped me continue playing it. I had fun with the chat, which is, part of also a reason why I finish these absolutely terrible games. But sometimes they're like, "No, Vara, it's all right. We'll old yeller you and bring you out behind the shed. We'll put you out of your misery. You don't have to stream this anymore."
No, but you hit on a really good point there. Like, if you're not having fun with it, or your chat or anything like that, it's like, why?
Yeah,
Like, you shouldn't be playing a
absolutely.
game if you're not having fun with it.
Oh, 100%. And in a time when there's 19,000 games releasing a year, there's better stuff to play.
Exactly. Did you have any shocks, surprises, or things that you expected that didn't happen coming out of any of the announcements from the Game Awards, or did everything basically outside of what we've already covered?
I know last year they changed it so DLCs and expansions could count. And listen, I know. I'm not a fan of that. I think that they should have their own category. I am heartbroken that Lies of P Overture was not nominated for anything. Lies of P is one of the best experiences ever, period. And the DLC is one of the best DLCs I've ever played.
Damn.
Very closely behind, like, I don't know, The Witcher 3's,
Wow.
Shadow of the Erdtree. The expansions in DLC world, it was phenomenal. I wish that had gotten something. Also, I wished First Berserker Kazan, and I wish Ninja Gaiden Ragebound had gotten nominated. Ragebound is one of the best games I played this year. It's in my top 5.
Was that 2D?
Yes.
Yeah, I played the demo first level of that, and
it was amazing.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yes.
So, wow. I guess you could argue 2025 was a fantastic year for gaming. Just
yeah, there was a lot of great games. Absolutely.
Throughout all the bitching that we do about the ones that are annoying.
I hate games. I'd love the industry to fail, even though I put thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of hours into games. I hate them.
You're just what do they call it? A glutton for punishment?
Yeah, that's me.
Sadomasochist.
Oh yeah, no Sonic.
No Sonic?
No Sonic movie?
Best adaptation?
Yeah.
That's I wonder if they forgot.
Maybe. What time frame did it come out? Because I know that they're kind of finicky about what Sonic 3
movie
it was December, so maybe, because I know that typically they go
December to November, right?
Usually it's right after the Game Awards, I thought, to November of the month before. That's what I thought.
And even if it doesn't qualify, it should have been nominated last year then. Because
I think so. Maybe it's that awkward time period because the Game Awards last year was like December 14th, I think. So it was right before. So it might be that awkward time frame. Either way, I thought it basically started technically 2024.
Yeah,
I guess maybe that's why. I thought it was basically right after.
Yep, I think it was. That's why I'm like, I wonder if
these fucking movie pricks timed it poorly. Why did they do this to us?
Yep.
You know what? I don't give a fuck. Put it in this. It deserves it. I don't even care about the rules. Put it there. Until Dawn was trash. Splinter Cell was trash. Devil May Cry, mid. Wipe them out. I would sacrifice those 3 for this one.
This is going to sound like heresy, but I didn't hate the Minecraft movie.
No, Minecraft was fine. Last of Us 2 was fine.
It was fine enough. Yeah. I mean,
it's fine. It's fine in comparison to the lore and the story for it's absolute shit. But you get 2 good episodes, so I guess it's fine.
The 2 episodes were awesome though. Like that was the intro to that season. It was very well done. Just like the beginning of Last of Us 2 was awesome. It's like, and then it like, what the fuck? And then
it sucker punches you in the gut. You know what? Fuck it. Sacrifice all 5 for my 1 nomination that was in the weird 21-day period that didn't count. You know what? Fuck it. Just wipe the map.
There should be a write-in ballot. Write-in Sonic 3. Everyone just write it in.
Yeah. I'm gonna be a dad. So stupid.
All right, cool. We'll leave that one there.